Hey guys, how's it going? How you feeling?
Guys, I'm good. Hey, it's been a while. It feels like it's been ages.
It has been a long time. Last episode was different than our normal episodes.
I had to do all the work.
What are you talking about? I was the cameraman. I was the PR guy. I was the guy that was cutting and splicing videos. I was doing fades. I was doing all kinds of stuff.
You did all right, buddy. You did all right.
I did. I put that whole thing together.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Shane Lakita Productions.
It was. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I don't even need to be here.
Even though in the video you said I do all the work, I'm carrying the load. What's going on around here?
I was kind of.
So if you didn't get a chance to see it though, check it out. The guy made some crazy zoodles, deliciousness, awesomeness, shrimp scampi goodness on live TV.
Yeah, live TV.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I've never done live TV.
Are you doing an interview right now?
Yes. How did you feel when you do live TV? What do you go through in your brain? How do you feel when you're doing that? Because this is the inside scoop to the Mud Hustler.
Well, I've been lucky enough to have done it 5 times now.
5-time return champion.
Not that I'm counting or anything.
But
it's so out of my comfort zone.
Yep.
Well, it was originally.
Yep.
And it's the more I put myself out there, and the more that I do it, the easier it is. Even though I'm still a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
But you gotta just go for it.
You gotta put yourself out there.
You gotta go for it.
You gotta go for it. I love it.
The way I look at it is, if I make a mistake, nobody knows but me.
Right.
And I can play it off. I just, like a big goof I am.
So first of all, you do a great job when you're on there. Okay, I'm just from me to you.
Thank you.
That's a lot of pressure to be on there. So you do a great job. I love your rapport. So great job, guys. All these folks out here are all with me and saying kudos to the man out there on the live TV.
Enough with stroking my ego, please.
No,
I need my wife to yell at me about something.
So we're in the new year, man.
Yeah, we made it.
Here it is.
This is the first episode where we. This is the first episode after the new year that we're actually talking.
Because the last time I had the crazy Santa hat, you had all the stuff, we were in the Christmas mode and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, we made it through, we did it.
Episode 13.
Right.
This is 13.
Did we do one after that?
No, we did 11, and then 12 was yours, and then this is 13.
You're counting. I get the numbers, but I'm wondering. I'm wondering if. All right, so we didn't do one.
We did not.
All right, yeah, we made it through. We did it.
We're in the new year now, man.
Yep, Super Bowl is over. Well, not really. No. Actually, Super Bowl's in a couple weeks. But
listen, we're hoping we're going to be happy in the Super Bowl.
The food Super Bowl.
Yes.
The challenge is over.
The holiday festivities.
Yeah, it's like, what's the next major holiday? Is Easter.
Or Valentine's Day. Chocolates and Valentine's Day, but that's okay. That's a minuscule one. These aren't the big ones. These aren't the eaten ones. These aren't the sit down and nosh and get crazy and eat some foods, right?
Yeah, you can just.
So we're past that.
Yeah.
And I know that everybody out there that's watching us right now is probably in the same boat. I went to the gym the other day, right? Went to the gym. I've been back at the gym. I've been feeling kind of consistent. I've been good to go. I've been going to the gym, and every time I go to the gym, every one of those treadmills is jam-packed.
Yeah.
And every one of those weight benches are all filled up, and I gotta wait my turn. Parking lots all filled, right? Because we all heading back. It's the new year. We're focused. We got a great feeling about everything, right?
Yeah, well, everyone, it's a new year. Everyone reflects on the past year and things that you wanted to change, things that you hope to have accomplished in the year that maybe you didn't.
Right.
And you set these goals for yourself, and I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to reach a goal weight, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So everyone's gung-ho. It's a gung-ho. Is it gung-ho?
It's gung-ho.
Gung, not gun.
No, not gun-ho.
That's what I just said. Gung-ho. Everyone's gung-ho! What do I know?
It's gung-ho. Gung-ho. We'll call it either one.
Yeah, whatever it is. Everyone's...
all in.
Everyone's all in.
All in, right?
All in.
So you're probably, now let's see, we're at the 18th or so of January, and if you're like any of my other times of this year, we're always like January 1st, we're all good to go, we're running, we're ready to go, and then all of a sudden around the midpoint of January, even coming up towards February, you start to get a little bit, not lackadaisical, but you get lazy. You get a little bit like, okay, well, I'm in, I'm good to go. Some people are like at this place where they're at the crossroads.
I'm glad you're saying this.
You know what I mean?
This goes back to the thing that we always say, and it's to make lasting changes, they need to be things that the things that you change need to be sustainable.
Sustainability.
So if you're gung-ho, gung-ho, and you're going all out and you're doing things crazy,
right?
How long can you keep doing those things if they're not sustainable? I mean, maybe 10,000 steps a day for you, your step counter, is something that you can do easily. Maybe it's not. Maybe 30,000 steps a day isn't very feasible to do for a long period of time. Maybe you're going to burn out. That's why it's good to do, when you make these changes, try and make things that you're going to be able to stick with.
Almost like they're bite-sized goals, right? Almost like there's, I love the sustainability piece because I'm guilty as charged as being somebody that goes, okay, I'm all in. Let's go. I'm all in. Let's lift. Let's run. Let's get some walk-in steps in. But this year was a little different for me. Yeah. This year's different for me because my theme, as my accountability buddy here, that we've been sharing our little things, that we're tracking our foods, we're doing our stuff, we're doing all this stuff. My thing is that I want to get back to just the basics of what I know works for me, right?
Basics work.
I'm keeping my steps to a minimum of where I'm at with it. I'm making sure that I just get those in because I know walking works for me.
Yeah.
But I can't walk 3.5 miles, 4 miles like I was at one time because I know that if I try that right now, my body's gonna be like, hey, yo, listen, you got to back off a little bit, right?
Well, there's nothing wrong with pushing it sometimes. So I don't want to like take a poop on that. If if you're working hard and you're pushing it, that's great, and I applaud you. But when it comes down to like, if you set your goal, like I'm gonna hit the gym twice a day, and I'm gonna eat this many calories a day, and I'm gonna do that, how long can you really do that?
Right.
So you want to make realistic goals for yourself, just like you want to set, if it's a goal weight that is your goal, you want to set a goal weight that's attainable and realistic as well.
Yeah.
Because I keep saying, I saw a lot of people that I follow on social media that are I'm following them, they're on a health and wellness journey, and they may have been another weight, they may have reached this like weight that was their ideal weight,
right?
But now they're like 20 pounds heavier, but they're happy and they're healthy where they are, they're happy with the way they look and the way they feel, and it's something that's more realistic for them.
Gotcha.
I can live my life happy and healthy and fit at this weight, and maybe at that other weight that I was at. Obviously, I struggled with it. It wasn't something that I could successfully live my life that way.
So I like that. I like the approach of taking a look at whatever it is that you're working on, if it's the goals that you're trying to shoot for, the things you're trying to do, and just reflect on it for a second. Step back and say, is this realistic long term, right? Is it something I can sustain? Because if it is, then great, awesome, sustain it. I mean, like literally, maybe you can keep pushing forward and keep that throttle going all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it is something you got to look at and say, okay, let me set myself some realistic stuff. What are you doing? You like my throttles? You like my throttle going on?
I just see you pumping fists. I feel like it's a Jersey Shore right now. You gonna beat the beat down, baby? Beat the beat down. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go on.
Anyway, instead of always going with the throttle, it's something you got to be able to accomplish. I'm gonna keep on going.
Stop doing that
like this all the time. So I like the concept of what you're saying there. I like the fact that if you can look at if you can decide for yourself if it's sustainable. I like that because I don't think I've ever really done that before. And I think that's something I need to do to make sure that I can continue to push forward and be successful and feel successful.
And listen, we're all at a different place. If you're if you're trying to lose some weight, if you're making changes the way you eat and stuff like that, you might have been doing this for years,
right? Like
the grizzly old veterans you see before you, or this could be something new that you're doing.
Yeah.
We all are at different places mentally on our journey, depending how long you've kind of been doing it. You know what I mean? Like when you first start out, if this is if this is your first go around, or if you haven't done it in a while, it's different. It's fresh. It's
true.
You're in a different place. You're all business, and if you're like us, and you got close, you got where you wanted, you kind of testing out the way that you're gonna live the rest of your life, and maybe you packed on some weight like we both have.
Yep.
We're open about our journeys, and here we are now, reevaluated.
Yep.
And we're fresh, but we're realistic.
Right. We're realistic, and again, it's back to basics.
Basics always work.
I like the basics. because that's achievable.
What's a basic? Tell me something that's basic for you. What's your go-to? Something that you know. If you gotta start doing it right, what's the thing that you go to? What's your go-to?
So my go-to for basics is For me, it's prepping food for my travels.
I could have answered that for you.
Prepping food.
Prepping food is so important for you. Because, listen, if you don't have the right choices in front of you or readily available or in your fridge or in the pantry or whatever, you're just going to grab anything. And you're going to make bad decisions. Or you're not going to eat.
Right.
Because there's nothing there. And next thing you know, you're on the go and you're making a bad decision.
Correct.
Because you're hungry, or you're not eating enough calories, or you're not taking in enough nutrients, or whatever it may be. Prep is so important. Talking about going back to basics, I'd say that's number one on the list. And
did you hear that?
What was that?
Did you hear the ding in the background? I'm like, ding! That was number one.
Did you?
No, it's on my watch.
Oh my god, that was like perfect timing. Shane, you're gonna have to edit that in. Ding! Number one. Awesome. So what else is a go-to for you for basics?
So for me, it's in my world. It's not. My goal used to be like 10,000 steps in a day. Well, I travel so much and I'm in the car so much that I can't set that realistic goal of 10,000, unrealistic goal of 10,000. So I right-sized that and I brought it down to the fact of if I'm moving and I'm moving per hour, because this little thing helps me out with that. It helps me move per hour. So basically, I set a goal of around 7,500 to 8,000 steps a day. That's what I do.
That's more realistic to you.
Right, because before 10,000, when I was in the throes of everything and I was really running and good to go, 10,000 was nothing.
All those crazy Fitbit competitions.
Right. But now I know I had to make it realistic and right for me, so I set a realistic goal, and that way if I get back into the framework of it, starting with the basics and just keep on moving and keep on grooving and doing the things I have to do, eventually I might move it up to 10,000 when I'm in the flow.
Another great thing. Moving and being aware of your movement. It's funny, before these step counters were ever on the market, you weren't really aware of it. Like, you may have gone to the gym, and gone on the treadmill, and did your whatever you was set to do, your 20 minutes, or your 30 minutes, or if you set it in miles, or whatever it is you do. Now, when you get this little thing on your wrist, you're like aware, you're self-aware, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to take the stairs. Because I want to get those extra steps. Or I'm going to park in the back of the parking lot.
Further away,
Because I want to get those extra steps. Or maybe it's a challenge, and you know, and it's nothing wrong with a little competition. It makes things fun.
Right.
So I think that is great. If you don't have a step counter, I think everyone should have one. I'm not wearing one, but I do have one in a drawer somewhere. And but I think it's a great thing. Going back to basics. You know what? I think I need to go and charge that thing and.
I like it.
Dust it off.
I'll be your accountability buddy with that one.
I'm giving myself advice.
Look at this guy, man. He's taking advice.
I'm taking my own advice. So,
but those are two really big ones that are simple. They're simple changes, and the concept of it is just move. Just move. If it's you got to get up to. If you're sitting in your seat, I love this because what it does is it gives me the reminder of just
it's like,
get up.
It's like when you're watching Netflix. Are you still watching?
Yeah. What are you doing?
It's
like get up.
It's like your step count was like, are you alive?
Right.
I sense a pulse, but you're not moving. Same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So when it reminds me, even if I'm at work or I'm doing reports at work, I go like this. I go, you know what? I'm standing up out of the seat. I'm going to walk around the building. I'm going to do something that's going to just get me up and moving around because it matters. A little bit of movement matters, and that's the basics. The basics. How about you? What about basics for you? Any?
Number one.
Ding!
Food prep would be number one,
Ding!
So my thing for me is I love to food prep on Sundays.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a thing. It's almost like a ritual.
Therapeutic.
I think to me like these ritual habits are basic for me. They're part of my wheelhouse. Like I need these habits. Like these are the winning habits that I have. One would be food prep Sundays. You know.
Yeah.
Unless you got a bar mitzvah or a baby christening or something, and you can't do it. But Sundays for me, food prep, boom. I got to do it. Sets me for the week. I make all those great Mud Hustler recipes.
Those good ones. Those good recipes.
Food prep's my number one. Back to basics. Going on the whole food prep thing, my go-to back to basics is bird balls.
Bird balls, we make them all the time. I love them.
And
they're so easy, and they're filling, and they're great.
Well, that's what I mean, and it's simple, and it's easy to make. You can make them in big batches, and you can freeze them. They don't even last long in my house. I can make a double batch, and they don't last 3-4 days. You know,
Same thing.
because you can just grab them on the go. You can throw them in a salad. You can throw them in soup, sandwich.
Yep.
On top of a flatbread pizza, anything. And they're great. They're high in protein. They're low in calories.
Yep.
They keep you full, and it's you're eating a big hunk of meat. You know what I mean? Like
it's just it sustains me.
Yeah.
Like
So-
I'm having what is it? Hunger pains or hanger
I'm
pains?
never saying I got a hankering for a hunk of cheese.
A hankering for a hunk of cheese.
Remember that commercial?
Yes, the guy with the big cowboy hat on, right? Yeah. No, what I was going to say was I don't get hangry, right? Because throughout the day, if I'm really starving, those bird balls, they sustain, man. I take a couple to work, I bag them up, I bring them into work, I reheat them. They're great.
When you say basics, that's like my number one basic. Like, all right, get back to it. Got to make some bird balls.
Yeah.
Going back to basics. Basics would be the things I did when it was fresh. You know how I was saying when it's fresh and new?
Right.
When things were fresh and new and I was learning how to navigate, I used to fill my plate with the bulk stuff. So, you know, you cut those carbs down.
Right.
Before I'd have a half a pound of pasta in my dish.
Right.
Now the pasta to or the carb to vegetable ratio is totally different. So now you bulk that up with all those other great things. The things that, you know, the vegetables and the mushrooms.
So you're conscious of what you're putting on your plate?
Right.
Is that where you're focused on that piece?
So now I call it the bulk. Okay. The bulk. You can bulk anything up. Yep. You know, if you're WW or you're counting macros, whatever it is, it's a little different. Because I'm learning both. I'm trying to learn, trying to learn a little bit of both. But, you know, those are bulk up foods. Like you can take maybe a high carb dish, like a pasta dish or mac and cheese or something like that. Cut it down, bulk it up with some nice veggies and some lean proteins. Yeah. And you get more bang for your buck.
Right. I like that. And it fills you up.
Yeah. And that's my back to basic thing is the bulk. Bulk it up. Yeah. Bulk it up, baby.
Okay, so bird balls and bulk it up. You're in a bunch of bees going on there, man. Bird balls and bulk it.
Yeah.
Bird balls and bulk.
Yeah, and now you beat it.
Yeah, beat it, pal. No, but seriously though, so the concept that we're talking about here is if you're back to the basics of what you know works and you know works for you, just concentrate on being there in that space of knowing, right? Because if you're, like we said, crafty veterans like us, we've been down this road 1,000 times.
Yeah, if you've just, failed so many times miserably.
So many times.
But you're still hanging in there.
Right, you are. You're not giving up. Right, that's it.
What are we doing?
I don't know. What is this?
I think we're about to finger fight here. Want to thumb wrestle? No.
No thumb wrestle. No thumb wrestle. That wouldn't be good for TV.
My wife is the champ, though.
Thumb wrestling? Dominica?
She's got a freak thumb. Her thumb is like this super long.
Really?
And she just does this move.
It wraps. Boop.
Unbeatable. I'm telling you right now.
She'll beat you in the ring and she'll beat you with a thumb. Yeah. Dude, seriously.
She's something else.
She's a madhouse, man. I love it.
So we have some questions.
Yeah. So I know I reached out a little bit earlier and we were talking a little bit about getting your thoughts on New Year's and what to be able to do for the New Year's. I got one coming in from my wife. My wife's got a good one. Crystal Cupcakes. You ready?
Crystal Cupcakes.
Crystal Cupcakes.
That's my tagline.
I
gave her that name.
You did, and it stuck.
Because she makes killer cupcakes.
Pretty amazing.
They're definitely not low carb, low sugar.
No, they're not. Even though what she does replace the oils with applesauce, right? And she does different stuff to be able to make it healthy.
They're unbelievable.
But they're not really.
They're decadent. They're unbelievable. Check her out. Go like her on Facebook. Crystal Cupcakes.
Crystal's Creations, but Crystal Cupcakes.
Sorry. You blew it. I'm like trying to help out.
All right. So her question is this. My wife is a runner. She is training for a full marathon in the next year. Her and her friend are going for a full marathon. They're going for it. She's never run one. I don't even know which one they're going for. But she's done half marathons, but it's their first time they're doing it. So they're pulling the trigger. They're training for it. She said cold weather got me behind in running outdoors, and she hates the treadmill. She needs to find motivation to keep active and get my steps in. What keeps you guys motivated? What keeps you motivated at times like this? Freezing cold outside. It's not, the weather isn't really conducive towards going out and getting exercise and doing whatever. Any advice?
Yeah, the results.
Yeah.
The results keep me motivated.
Okay.
So I know when I get lazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not moving as much as I should. Now I can weight train all day long. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. I enjoy it. It's my therapy.
It is your thing, man. It's great.
But if I gotta go, I try and do 2 miles a day.
Yeah.
At least 5 days a week. And when I'm not doing it, and I'm not moving as much,
yeah,
things start to reflect that. Whether it be my clothes are getting tighter,
right,
the scale's going up,
yeah,
things are happening I'm not very happy with. So what motivates me is the results.
Okay, I like that.
So it's cold out, you hate the treadmill, it's temporary.
Right.
You'll be outside in no time.
That's a good point.
So
there you go.
You just do it.
Cupcakes, just do it.
Crystal, put your head down. Stop complaining.
Head down.
And just go do it.
Just go do it. Make it happen.
Just do it. I'll yell at her for you.
He said it.
I'll yell at her for you. Just do it, Crystal.
I did say that earlier. I was like, hey, is that how you talk to your wife? Oh, what are you doing, man? I said, well, just do it.
Just do it.
But, so I'll share my thoughts on that too, because I like the fact that you're talking about, the results-wise is what your motivator. For me, it's how I'm feeling.
Sure. That would kind of go with the results as well.
Yeah. Because I know when I don't do it, I'm feeling lethargic. I feel my brain's not working right. I'm just like, oh.
You're actually more tired.
Yeah.
When you're not active like that.
Yep.
And you'd think that doesn't make sense. It makes absolute sense.
How many people, and I know you know what I'm talking about, before you go to the gym, you have to talk yourself into it sometimes. I got to go to the gym. I got to get there.
Right.
You get there, and you're like, oh, this really sucks. This is brutal. And the second that you end up leaving the gym after you get a great workout in, you feel like you're on top of the world.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I have to work for. I have to try to remember that feeling.
Yeah. The work is getting there. Once you get there, and you're in there, and once you get into the habit of doing these things, and like I said, and like we said, and like we preach about, make sure it's something that you actually enjoy. Now, I get those 2 miles a day. I don't get them on the treadmill, but I get them other ways, whether it be splitting up with the elliptical and the Stairmaster, whatever I got to do to make it something that is enjoyable for me, and tolerable for me, and something that I can sustain. It's sustainable.
It's a great point.
If it was the treadmill, I can't even say treadmill.
I know. She calls it the same thing.
That's what it is, though. It's like I just can't do it. It's just torture for me.
Yeah.
Some people love it.
So you mix it up.
Mix it up any way you can.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right. So Denise Harley girl, if you know her on No Finish Line Nation, she's a huge supporter. She's great. She's always posting, riding around the country in her motorcycles with her and her husband Rick, and they always inspire me. I want to be like them when I'm that age. So here we go. My goal is to maintain lifetime status, which she made, and continue to help others in pursuit of their healthy life. She wants to help others. Goals seem to be harder for me to identify now. So she made lifetime.
Yeah.
She doesn't know about the new goals. Doing a lot of reflecting and looking into what's next. So suggestions from you guys might help any if you got some for me. It's a hard one, right?
That's a whole nother world. That's another thing. That's like See, it's hard for me, for someone who hasn't, and if those of you that are watching that aren't familiar, lifetime status is a Weight Watcher thing or WW thing, and that's when you reach your goal weight and you maintain it for a certain amount of time.
Right.
You reach a lifetime status.
Yep.
When the big prize is usually hitting that weight.
Right.
That's everyone's.
You're working for that.
That's
working.
Let's be honest here.
Working.
A great woman I know said, "We didn't all get overweight because we were hungry.
Right.
We were eating for other reasons, right?
Correct.
So let's all be honest. Yes, it's a lifestyle, and yes, it's a wellness thing, but it's a diet.
It's a diet.
It is a diet.
Right. It is.
What you put in your mouth, what you eat, that's your diet.
Correct.
So you're watching it.
Yep.
You're not just So let's all be honest about that. So the main focus is getting to a weight that you're comfortable with. Also, there's health things. You want to work on your health. You want to get your blood. You get off meds and all that other stuff.
Yep.
Once you get to that place and you've been there, how do you what is your why?
Right. It changes.
What is your motivation?
You hear it all the time from people that they get to that place they want to, which, by the way, I haven't been there. I've been close a couple times, right there, right on the cusp. But then, ups and downs and life happens. And
you know what? You've accomplished a lot of other great things, so...
Right. So you're touching on something. So what it is you redefine what you consider to be success after that.
Yeah.
Right? So if somebody goes through all this work, right, it's fun to be able to lose the pounds and you're fighting through it. You're like, yeah,
I'm about to put gloves on.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You are pumping
I'm going to the punch modes.
You had too much coffee.
Well, right here. I still got some coffee left.
From Santa.
That was a gift from Santa. It was a Secret Santa, actually. But
very nice.
So anyway, when you're going through it, you're fighting to get there. And there's celebrations, and you're looking at the scale, and you're looking at whatever, and you're fighting all the way through it. And then you get there, and then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I'm not really celebrating anymore. I'm just going to maintain this, and what do I do now? You have to define that for yourself. So Denise, there's no answer that I can give to you or that John can give to you that would be perfect. It's about what you redefine and what you can look at to say, my new purpose can be this. Or I know for me, what helps me out a lot, and I know you guys know that I do a podcast. I do the podcast for that reason. Because it gives me other things to be able to go through or do or even celebrate. When I hit lifetime or when I hit my goal weight or whatever it is, my podcast is going to change. Because it's not going to be about trying to be able to struggle to get to where I want to get to. And the mindset it goes into. Now my podcast is going to be about, okay, what's the new me? Like, where am I? And it's not really a new me. It's just redefining what's going to be a celebration for you.
Well, it's like, the cliche is what, the new normal?
Right.
Right. It is your new normal. It's almost like an evolution, right? So you start at this place, and then you are this person with these habits. For me, when I started at that place, when I was at my unhealthiest, in my heaviest weight, I was a different person. I wasn't I wasn't a lot of things that I am now.
Right.
So this journey isn't just about the weight stuff and the health stuff. You change as a person.
Yep.
You transform everywhere because it's the mental stuff that is the biggest challenge. And that's where the work needs to go. It's not just on the physical stuff. So that mental stuff is some heavy things that you're going to deal with.
Right.
Like I just said a few minutes ago, we didn't all get overweight and unhealthy because we were hungry.
Right.
We're eating for other reasons.
Yes. You
got to deal with that stuff. That's some heavy stuff. And when you're dealing with it, you change as a person. That's
so true. It's so true. We were just talking about it. I was just talking about it with Dominica and John upstairs, and we were just having this conversation before we came on to our green room meeting. We're discussing what we're going to talk about on the video cast here. But the thing about it is that it's so true. You got to get right with that. You got to be able to try to at least dig in a little bit of what's going on upstairs. Because when you're in the throes of everything and you're just dieting and you're just cutting calories or you're just doing those kind of things, it's great to be able to lose the weight. But when you get to a point, we had shared, Dominica more specifically got to a point where she was hit her weight, the goal weight that she wanted to get to. And she's like, that's great. But internally she was like, man, I don't really feel like I just hit my goal weight. I feel like internally, I did the same thing. I was 12 pounds away and I could look at myself in the mirror and go, I feel really good about the way I look, but I don't really feel that great about the way I look. Because I didn't get right all the way upstairs to be able to say, what's really the issue? And so I got back to eating the foods that I shouldn't be eating. And I started the bad habits again, where they started to creep in again, when I didn't really get to the solution of what the drivers of why I was having those bad habits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important. That could be something. And honestly, Denise, it's great that you asked that question, because I think you're asking for ways to help others, because you're looking for ways to be able to give back to others and those kind of things. Those are the kind of things you could probably share, even on No Finish Line Nation or wherever, to help others to understand what the mindset of where you've gone. Because now you've maintained, you and Rick have gone a while now at really healthy weights. Yeah. It's obviously you got some stuff going on right upstairs, that you're in the right good place of where you need to be. Share those thoughts. Yeah. That's what I think.
Absolutely.
Because that would be super helpful for somebody like me that isn't all right upstairs. I mean, I'm a little kooky anyway, but I mean, there's some imbalance going on there anyway. So.
Oh, jeez. You want to talk about something?
No, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I charge by the hour.
But you know what I'm saying?
I definitely know what you're saying, but you're gonna. So what I wanted to say was with the new norm thing.
Yep.
You might not be this person in the start of your journey. You're someone else in the middle of your journey, and then, as that journey progresses, you continue to change because your habits change. The things you couldn't do before you're doing.
Right.
You know, your hobbies are going to change. Your friends are going to change. The people around you are going to change. You're going to surround yourself with different people because you're going to have different a different lifestyle.
Right.
You're gonna be around people that are kind of doing the thing that you're doing. So you change a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot to deal with.
That's so true.
There's some heavy stuff.
There it is.
It really is.
Some heavy stuff.
You know, it's not just the weight that's heavy. It's all that other stuff. It's all that mental stuff. It's the transformation mentally, physically. There's so much to deal with.
Right. It is.
We're so messed up as people.
Screwy.
We all need counseling.
I do. You charge about the hour. We gotta go see somebody.
Counseling and some meds, I think. Everybody.
All right. So another thing that was shared as a comment more so than anything else was Heather Winstead on No Finish Line Nation shared. I'm mostly not trying to get ahead of myself. I want to stay where I'm at right now and be able to live in the now because I always think of where I need to go all the time. It's always future, like where I need to be. And a lot of times we get ahead of ourselves when we start doing that kind of stuff. One, because if we're not getting there fast enough, right? If we don't get there fast enough, what happens? We get frustrated, we get pissed, we get angry.
Yeah, because we're the people that we want instant gratification.
Correct.
We want results now.
Right. I want to hit the button
We're not
and it's there.
Right. And life is just getting more and more like that. You want it now. You hit a button now. You ask your phone. You ask Alexa. You ask whatever. Now, I need results.
Right.
Man, I used to have to go on the Britannica encyclopedia and look up things. Now I just ask my phone.
Did you just...
My mother spent like 3 mortgage payments on an Encyclopedia Britannica.
We had the full set. All right? Yeah. Do you guys even know what Encyclopedia Britannica?
So my Alexa, my Siri was, Ma, how do you spell, I don't even know.
It's
whatever.
So true, yep.
And she's like, get the Britannica!
That's exactly what it said to me.
Now it's like...
Yeah, it's like click.
You don't have to do that. You're just like, hey...
I can bring it up to my son. I say to my son, hey, you know about this? Oh, yeah, I already know about that. I'm like, what, you're light years ahead of where I was.
I changed the television by talking to my remote control. Come on. Instant gratification. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to have to sit next to the TV. My mom and dad would be like, John, channel 4. And I'd turn the dial. I was the remote. I was the remote control.
Wait, hold on. I was too because my father even called me in from playing outside. He would literally yell out the back door. He'd say, hey, Shane! I'd be out there playing with my friends. I'd come in and go, Dad, what's up? He'd go, hey, change the channel for me. I need to put you on.
Yeah, go change the channel, kid. There was only like 7 channels, but, turn the dial.
Oh my God. All right, so Ollie's girl shares that her goal for the new year is to reach 10,000 steps at least 5 days a week. That's her goal, right? And if that's, like we said earlier, if that is something that you feel is sustainable, go for it.
Even if it's a challenge.
Right.
But you think it's something, be realistic.
Right.
If that's something that you can do, and even if it's for a short time, but you want to challenge yourself, go for it. I got so burnt out, and that's why that Fitbit's in my drawer.
Into the drawer.
I was doing 35,000 a day.
I remember.
Because I was with these maniacs.
Yeah.
That were in these Fitbit challenges, and it was so competitive. I got so burnt out.
Yeah.
I threw that thing in the drawer, and that was it.
My wife said she used to get headaches because she was stressed out about the steps.
Yeah.
Because all of her friends were like 20,000, 30,000. She had to put it down for a while. I had to step away from it.
My goal was 10,000 steps before 8 a.m. Okay?
What?
Yeah. And that's how I lived.
That's not sustainable.
No, that's why I don't have a Fitbit on my wrist or a step counter. Yeah.
I love that.
That was it.
Second part of Ollie's girl's comment is I need to work on my more positive self-talk. Okay? I agree with this 1,000%. We talked about the mind game. We talked about the mind screw that happens when we're trying to go through this whole journey where we're trying to be able to do everything we have to do. Every once in a while, we do have to stop and just celebrate the fact that we are working on ourselves.
Yeah.
And we are successful. Even if you don't feel like you're successful. Even if you're 2 pounds up. But you tracked this week and you did all the things you had to do. You counted your calories. You did whatever it is that you're doing. And you've been successful in 7 days worth. Mm-hmm. And how many people do you hear, I did everything religiously for 7 days and I'm up this week. I'm so disappointed. Stop being disappointed and say to yourself, you made changes that matter. You should be proud of the fact that you focused in on that, right? We don't do it enough. We are our own worst critic. Dominic and I were just talking about a minute ago how we talk to our kids one way.
Yeah.
And they're going through whatever self-image issues and stuff like that. We're like, hey, it's okay, it's all good. It's you got this, and we can do this together. But the second that I see any kind of self-image about myself, what do I say?
Yeah.
You suck, dude.
Well,
Seriously.
Yeah, if I called you on the phone and I was like, Shane, I'm whatever, I'm really struggling with this, or I feel like, you would just be full of positive thoughts.
Correct. Yep.
You wouldn't talk to me the way you talk to yourself and say like, yeah, you do suck.
Right.
You're horrible.
What the hell?
You blew it.
What the hell? You suck. Yeah,
Sometimes,
exactly.
right.
Well, if you need a kick,
Sometimes. But honestly, so, and it doesn't just deal, not even just with weight loss and diet,
it's
and
with
exercise,
everything.
just in general in life, like the negative self-talk. If you start to believe that stuff, I mean,
you say it to yourself enough,
it affects you. Yeah.
Yep. It becomes the new normal.
But think about it this way: it works in the opposite too. If you start saying the positive affirmations, if you start believing in yourself, it really works. I mean, I'm a perfect example of like going from down here to up here, where I'm like, didn't believe in myself, had troubles socially,
right.
Making eye contact with people, speaking up for myself. You start to talk to yourself, and there's nothing wrong with being confident.
Right. Absolutely.
Even if you have to talk yourself into it.
Yep. I do it all the time.
And you can't, maybe sometimes, if you deal with confidence issues, or you deal with anxiety or social anxiety or any of that stuff, maybe you can't be that confident person all the time.
Right.
But you work at it.
Yes.
And you just talk to yourself. And believe me, if you keep talking to yourself and you keep saying those positive things, you start to believe it.
Yeah.
It works.
I take notes. So a lot of times I write thoughts down a lot of times. And what I do to what you're saying there, if I'm having a good day and I'm feeling really good about stuff, I write down notes of the things that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Right? Because I need those thoughts on those days that I'm not feeling that great. Or I'm not feeling up to par.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I like what I've seen in the mirror for once, it is. I just write down a thought of, this is what I'm liking. This is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One is I know I can get there, and I know I have felt that way. But the second piece is I got something I can work for.
How long have you been doing that?
Turn that around. Probably since the beginning of this part of the journey.
It would have been nice if you shared that. It would have helped me.
I don't share that kind of stuff, man.
You just did with the world.
I did share with the world.
With 1,026
followers. We got some subscribers.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Hey, 1,026 is pretty amazing. Amazing. And I love every single one of you guys for subscribing.
You're all on Shane's Christmas list.
What am I going to get him for Christmas?
I don't know. You better work on it.
Blow my kiss. Wow, that's my Christmas gift for everybody. Okay, so thank you, Ollie's girl, for your comments there. We'll go through one more here to be able to see. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Crystal MC. She's another really huge supporter on Two Kitchen Tables and Microphone, on our Instagram page and everything else, so thanks so much for commenting. She said, I hate exercise. So getting at least 6,000 steps a day is a huge start for me. So she set a goal that she feels that that's a stretch for her, right? 6,000 steps. Staying motivated to do this is the struggle when I'm worn out in the evening.
Yeah.
We were just talking about a minute ago, when I get home, and the fact that going to the gym out in the cold is another piece that holds people back anyway. But when I get home, I've been on the road all day.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. My wife the other day walked over to me. She goes, "You going to the gym?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "You worked all day long. You should be proud of the fact that you're going to the gym right now." And I went, well, it's become sort of like my new norm a little bit, right? Because I'm getting back into the swing of the basics.
It becomes a habit. It becomes a ritual.
Right.
It's one of those things.
Because I need to know, right? Rituals. I love what you said there, because it needs to be a ritual of mine. It's got to be. It's got to be just that repetitive motion of me knowing that I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So at the end of the day, it's only good for you if you do it. Like really, it's hard to convince yourself of that in the beginning stages of it.
Yeah.
But if you can get past that whole phase of, what am I doing this for? And you know what the outcome can be and the positive things that happen, you'll get there. Trust me, you'll get there.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
One suggestion I can make, if I don't know what your schedule is personally, but at the end of the day, if you're tired, try doing it before work.
Flip it around. Yeah.
For me, for many, many years, especially when my children were babies, and I start my job early in the morning, I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and I'd get my workout in before I went to work. And I work, manual labor. I work a physical job. It was easier for me. I had more energy.
Yeah.
I actually was more energized for the day. The problem with that is that first week of, and I'm not saying wake up at 4 a.m. or 4:30, but that if you are going before work, or maybe you want to split it up. You want to get your 6,000 steps a day? Get some in the morning, get some at night.
Right. Divvy it out. That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
But if not, what you do is, this is another thing that I used to do when I used to have to work out after work, would be make sure you pack your bag. If you're going to the gym, you don't go home, because if you don't want to go and you don't feel like going and you get home, you can find 500 million reasons.
A lot of reasons.
Why you don't go back in the car and go to the gym or wherever you're going to get your workout in.
Yep.
Have your bag, take it with you, go directly from work to wherever you're working out, get it done. And after a few weeks of doing it, it becomes a ritual, it becomes habit. And
yeah, I love that. That's good tips.
Yeah,
good tips. He's got good tips. You got tips.
I got tips, baby. It's nice if you share some of yours about journaling. All those positive information.
I think I talked about the fact that I journal. I think I've talked about it before. I think I have.
You just sounded like such I think I told you about my journal. What was that?
It's pinky out. Like, what
is that? How you journal?
Yes, I journal like this.
With your with your quill.
You dip the quill.
I'm journaling. Oh God.
Okay, all right. So I think that it gives us the cue of wrapping this one up. I think, right?
Because it's getting goofy.
Yeah, because you're goofy with me, is what it is. You're making me. I'm writing with quills, man.
I know.
Serious. All right, so thanks for joining, guys. Listen, it's a new year.
Another episode of Journaling with Shane.
Journaling with Shane, episode 13, guys. What are you talking about? So, if you haven't subscribed yet, or if you have subscribed, tell others to subscribe.
Yes.
Get on board, right?
Yeah, let's build the community.
Right.
Send in some more questions. Talk to us.
It was great. We got all kinds of questions this week. It was so great, and we'll send out some feelers for more questions next time.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep this thing going, guys. We love you and we appreciate you.
Also, let us know if you want to see more episodes like when I did all the work last week in the kitchen. We want to do different stuff.
Right.
Let us know. Tell us what you want to see. But if you don't want to see the two of us sitting here at the kitchen table, the fold-out table with the tablecloth.
The fold-out table with the beautiful top. Yep.
Yeah. If you don't want to see us like this, and you want to see us doing some stuff on location, you want to see us doing some fun things. Maybe you want to see Shane do his podcast thing. We can do an episode like that.
Yeah, man, that'd be great.
Maybe you want to see some more kitchen action.
Yeah, well, I would want to see that.
You know what I'd like to do?
What? Me podcasting your kitchen action?
Oh, that'd be cool. No. What about a workout together?
Oh, he's been talking about this forever. You've been talking about this workout.
I'm trying to get him in the gym with me.
But look at these muscles, man.
Better yet, you know what we could do?
You lift my whole body.
It's not competition. Stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane, bro. Write about that in your journal. What about we go to the boxing gym with my wife?
Oh, jeez.
We got so many great ideas. Tell us what you want to see.
Yes.
If all that stuff sounds horrible, and you just want to
tell us that too.
See this? Let us know.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day and Happy New Year. See ya.
Later.